Hi guys, today we're going to keep things short and sweet and we're going to do another quick tutorial, but this time round we're not going to be doing any cleaning. No, in fact, what we're going to be doing today is showing you how to get the perfect carpet stripes. Now, I need to be honest with you, I'm not actually a massive fan of carpet stripes. I think they're okay in moderation, but when you start using it, not just on the mats, you use them on the carpets, you use them in the boot, and it gets stripy all over the inside of the car, I do think it does look slightly tacky. And there is one request that I get all the time because a load of people say, I can't get stripes on my mats, what's going on? Now this method is probably only going to be practical for certain types of car mats. If you have mats, for example, like I have here on this Kia, they're utterly garbage. They're so thin, you're not going to be able to get that finish that you're hoping for. Even with hoovering them, it's not going to be enough to make them look pretty. However, with Porsche mats like I have here, it should be no dramas at all. So what I want to do today is show you how I go about getting those perfect stripes. And if you're somebody who's going to say, Dave, it's just as simple as getting a brush and going in a straight line, well, ultimately you're quite wrong because it's not as easy as you think. To get those nice clean lines, it does require a few little extra tricks. Now, I will just say this because there are a lot of people who are against it, and like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but there are clients out there who do appreciate those little extra touches at the end, and it could be the difference to whether you get that client again or not at all. So before we even think about layering some stripes into our mats, we need to do one important thing first, and that's get them completely clean. Lucky for you guys though, I've already made a dedicated video covering pretty much every single method you could possibly think of if you wanted to get clean mats. And I will put a link to that in the description below. So what we're going to do is skip this section and get laying. So I've got my clean mat. Now there are a couple of different tools and brushes you can use. It doesn't matter really what type of brush it is. I've got a tyre cleaning brush here. I've got a pet hair scrubbing block here. And I just have a standard interior brush. Now there's so many different options you can even go with. But the first thing you really need to do is make sure all the fibres are swept over into the same direction. So we've got a nice clean uniform finish. So now we've got it all brushed over to one side, we need to spray some water or a light bit of chemical onto it. So I've got a little bit of interior cleaner here with the majority of it basically being water. Now you might be asking yourself, why are we doing this? And I can give you a quick and easy answer because what happens is if you were to just spray this mat and you were just to let the chemicals and the water just set on it, the fibres would tend to go slightly stiff, so it would feel quite crusty or crunchy. I don't know if that's the right terminology you want to use. But it's a bit like if you do your washing and you go to stick your pants outside, they're going to be quite stiff if they've been out in the sun. However, if they've been in a tumble dryer, they're going to be nice and soft. It's a bit like that with the fibres on these mats. The next thing I'm about to say will probably sound ridiculous to you, but heck, I'm going to say it anyway. It's not as easy as it looks. If you're trying to get a straight line, you've got your car mat on the floor, and let's just say my hand is where my knee would normally be. It's okay when you pull the brush down towards you, but if you don't have your knee putting all your pressure on the mat, what happens is when you start to pull away, the mat goes along with it and you don't get those clean stripes that you would hope to achieve. So there are other ways you can do it. You can get yourself a block of wood, ideally with no splinters in, of course, or you can get yourself some plastic. I've got this piece here, which is an offcut from a floor tile that I've used. Now, a lot of people aren't really that bothered. They just like the idea of someone just whacking some stripes on like this. And fair enough, for most of you, that's probably going to be okay. Now, it really does not matter whether you use a pet hair block or you decide to use a brush. Both the results are going to be quite similar. The only difference is you're really going to notice with using a pet hair block, for example, is because they have these rubber teeth, within each stripe that you lay down on the mat, you're going to have another fine line. And in my opinion, using one of these actually looks slightly better, but that's just me if I was to be picky. And that's why I continuously really use it to this day. And that is all you really need to do if you wanted to get those stripes on your mats. Now, I want you to let me know in the comments below which you prefer. Do you prefer mats left alone, or do you prefer those carpet stripes? Or are you somebody who has to stripe every single bit of fabric? I'm now seeing a trend where people use those suede seats and they start rubbing their fingers on it to put these tiger print patterns. I have seen all sorts of different things out there. But let me know, are you a lover or are you a hater? Now, if you are somebody who's brand new to car cleaning, I have some great news for you because recently I decided to come up with a plan where I can start bringing out loads of different ebooks because sometimes the videos just aren't enough and you might need that extra guidance when you're out and about and you've got your phone. So what I have is the first of many ebooks coming out on the channel, and you will be able to purchase them from the links below and on the website as well. make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you love videos like this one right here, or you want to know more about how to clean your mats to get that perfect finish, then I have the ultimate mat cleaning video that you can go and watch right here.